So Jon Stewart apparently had COVID, and he just made a full recovery. Now he's back on his show. And he had a lot to catch up on, namely the absolute, utter, complete collapse and implosion of one Donald Trump's campaign. So he's been following it closely, and he has a lot of thoughts for us. This is fun. Let's get it.
I got my pen, I got my pad, I got my visor. Forget the biographical stuff for now. Let's focus on the issues.
I saw it yesterday on ABC, which they said, oh, the crowd was so big. And I've spoken to the biggest crowds. Nobody's spoken to crowds bigger than me.
Okay. That's one of those mom and pop issues for the single issue crowd size voter. I'd move on, but you've got more?
I had 107,000 people in New Jersey. You didn't report it. I'm so glad you asked. What did she have yesterday? 2,000 people? We had in Harrisburg 25,000 people, and 20,000 people couldn't get in. We had so many. Nobody ever mentions that. When she gets 1,500 people, they said, oh, the crowd was so big. I have 10 times, 20 times, 30 times the crowd size.
I had an infinite crowd. She had one guy named Jeff.
Okay, the reason why he's using these arguments and the reason why it's touching a nerve is because he knows, he can see the rallies are now absolutely on fire. They're electric. The stadiums are packed. You know, once Biden dropped out and it became Kamala and Tim Walz, they shot through the roof, right? So he knows that. And so what does he have to do? Exaggerate his own crowd sizes. Not to say that he doesn't get a lot. Of course he gets a lot of people. But exaggerate his own crowd sizes and downplay Kamala's. But it's going to get even better. Here we go.
All right. It's very clear. You have everybody. She has nobody. Can we move on?
He wrote, has anyone noticed that Kamala cheated at the airport? There was nobody at the plane and she AI'd it and showed a massive crowd of so-called followers, but they didn't exist. He goes on to say she's a cheater, she had nobody waiting, and the crowd looked like 10,000 people.
Oh my God. Now, all right, for those of you at home who are saying like, oh, it sounds like he's losing his mind. Just because there's video and photographic evidence that Kamala Harris's crowd was real doesn't mean that it was real. And then you might say, oh, well, John, I was actually there. I was in the crowd. And have you considered you're not real? Have you considered that? The point is this. Donald Trump doesn't need the fake news media and their AI crowd shots to win this thing. Because he's got inside information on Kamala Harris from someone she used to date.
Well, I know Willie Brown very well. In fact, I went down in a helicopter with him. We thought maybe this is the end. We were in a helicopter going to a certain location together. And it was an emergency landing. But he told me terrible things about her.
You were in a helicopter with former San Francisco Mayor Willie Brown, who famously dated Kamala Harris. And while the helicopter was going down, as you were plunging to your imminent death, former San Francisco Mayor Willie Brown turns to you and says, this might not mean anything to you now. But do you remember that lady I was going out with? The prosecutor. Well, before we die, I just want you to know she's the worst. I do not want to meet my maker without giving you that piece of information. If you survive, you may need it. Oh, my God! I got to tell you, I'm sure a moment like that was seared not only into the memory of Donald Trump, but also into the memory of former Mayor Willie Brown.
To be clear, you have never been on a helicopter with Donald Trump.
No, I have not. Are you kidding me? I just assumed that he was on a helicopter ride with somebody black and he made a mistake and thought it was me.
I'm sure that is not what happened. What are the chances Trump is just mixing up his black people?
It seems that the African-American politician in question was not Kamala Harris's ex, former San Francisco Mayor Willie Brown, but rather this man, Nate Holden, a former Los Angeles City Council member who says he had a bumpy ride with Trump in 1990.
Do you know what this means? Nate Holden, former Los Angeles City Council member, told Donald Trump as their helicopter was going down bad things about Kamala Harris that I guess Willie Brown had told him if they knew each other. That is the only explanation, right?
Holden saying, quote, Willie is the short black guy living in San Francisco. I'm a tall black guy living in Los Angeles. I guess we all look alike.
Hey! Donald Trump is not racist. He just meets a lot of people on death helicopters, and he needs some mnemonic device help. If the chopper goes down, that's not Willie Brown. A little mnemonic device. Here's one. If the flight's not going great, you're probably riding with Nate. Look, people, they pulled the candidate Trump was crushing. It's hard. You think you could write a new hour in a month? It's not easy. He's trying. He's trying out some good catastrophizing on Harris.
If Harris wins this election, you will quickly have a crash like in 1929. We could end up in World War III. The suburbs will be overrun.
Boom. That's what I'm talking about. Stock market crash, World War III, suburbs destroyed. It's fresh. It's new. We haven't heard. What was that? I'm sorry.
If Biden got it, you'll have a stock market crash, the likes of 1929 or worse. A very real risk of World War III. They're going to, in my opinion, destroy suburbia.
This is just a remix? Dude, you can't just find and replace Biden with Kamala. That's lazy apocalypsing. Look, man, if you want us to genuinely fear your opponent as the existential threat you'd like to make them out to be, you're going to have to do better than boilerplate, cut and paste shit. You're better than this, Donald.
Joe Biden is a failed president. She was a failed vice president. The worst president in the history. The worst vice president in history. He is incompetent. She's incompetent. Everything he's touched has been bad. Everything she's touched has turned to bad things. He can't talk. She can't talk.
In many ways, he's worse than Bernie.
She's worse than Bernie. Low IQ. He's a low IQ individual. She happens to be really a low IQ individual. She really does. She has a very low IQ.
Oh my God, man. This is amazing. Even I didn't realize it was this much of a cut and paste. Holy shit. They got nothing. They got nothing. Look, the argument that's most convincing to me, and actually it was Pete Buttigieg who said this, is they're going to say, if she picked Joe Manchin for vice president, they're going to say the same things as if it was Tim Walz. They would say the same thing about any Democrat, but it goes beyond just the vice president. Sorry for the dog toy in the background. If you could hear it, Stinky's kind of excited. They're going to say the same thing about Kamala, as they would say if it was frickin' Josh Shapiro or Gretchen Whitmer or J.B. Pritzker or whoever was at the top of the ticket. They're going to say the same shit. They're radicals. They're extremists. They're socialists. They're communists. They can't talk. Low IQ. And that's how you know they don't fucking even mean any of it. It's just stupid. These are the words I'm going to say because I think these are the words to get me elected, right? That's all it is. It is so empty. Oh my God. Even I didn't realize it was this bad, saying the exact same things about every candidate. And by the way, I bet if you went back even to 2016, he would have been saying the same things about Hillary Clinton. So he's got nothing.
This is like when Elton John changed like 3 words and then pretended Candle in the Wind was always about Diana. It wasn't. Very disrespectful to Maryland. Too soon? Here's the problem. Even when Trump does figure out how to come at Kamala, it's not really landing, because most of the time, the bad stuff he's saying about her applies even more to him.
If Kamala will lie to you so brazenly about Joe Biden's mental incapacity, then she will lie to you about anything. She can never, ever be trusted.
Yes, Donald Trump is telling America not to elect a liar. Donald Trump is saying that. Don't elect a liar. I mean, for God's sakes, he's like the Michael Jordan of lying. Or as Trump would say it, the Willie Brown of lying. Confused them. Look, I hate to say it. I don't think Trump has got it in him to go after Kamala Harris. He's been fighting Joe Biden for 6 years. It's all he knows. He misses the fight so much. He was still workshopping nicknames for Joe Biden this weekend.
What do you like better? It doesn't matter anymore, but what do you like better? Crooked Joe or Sleepy Joe? Sleepy Joe, Crooked Joe.
It's like seeing an old man talking to an empty spot on the bench. And then you realize, that's where his wife used to sit. He would give her everything for just one more moment with Crooked Joe.
I hear he's going to make a comeback at the Democrat convention. He's going to walk into the room and he's going to say, I want my presidency back. I want another chance to debate Trump. I want another chance.
He's not coming back.
Oh, man, it's true. You know, they were spreading that rumor as if it was real. I saw that guy, Jack Posobiec, spreading it. I saw Trump obviously talking about it, other right-wing accounts. My sources are telling me that Biden is really mad and he's going to try to take his nomination back at the convention. And it's like, oh my God, you guys are so pathetic. You are just wish casting everything because you know now you're getting your asses handed to you on a silver platter. Wow, man. Wow. So what a great segment because it really shows you in a very black and white way, very stark, clear, obvious way that he's falling apart at the seams, bro. He's falling. And Jon Stewart is genuinely like shocked by how bad it is. And so am I. The compilation of the back-to-back, the exact same words said about Biden and Kamala. I don't know how you could prove any more than that there's literally no bite to their substance. It is all just fucking standard, paint by numbers fucking nonsense that they would trot out no matter who the opponent is. Hey y'all, do me a favor and like and subscribe. It helps out big time in the algorithm. Click the bell as well for notifications when videos drop, and watch that video on screen right now. You know you want to.